Ladies and gentlemen, this is your co-main event of the evening, brought to you by Carbon World Health. It features 5 rounds for the Chosen Few Fighting Championships featherweight belt. Introducing first, this man fighting out of the Coliseum Bar, red corner. He stands in at 5 foot 7 inches tall. He weighed in at 145 pounds. He hails from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and has 8 victories in his professional career. 4 of those victories come by way of submission. Representing Serrano Combat Club, ladies and gentlemen, Jose Pacheco. His opponent, this man, standing across the cage and fighting out of the Harley-Davidson of Madison, blue corner. He hails from right here in Madison, Wisconsin, has an impressive professional record, 7 bouts, 6 victories, 2 knockouts. He stands in at 5 foot 7 inches tall. He weighed in at 143 1/2 ready pounds. Representing the Chosen Few, Alex Gilpin.
Listen to the thunderous applause of a sold-out crowd here at the Monona Terrace Convention Center. Nary a ticket to be had beforehand as we hit our co-main event of the evening and the first professional title fight in Chosen Few Fighting Championship history. Here we go. Gilpin and Pacheco, and Alex Gilpin looks ready for this one, Chris. He looks to be in tremendous shape.
Gilpin is one of those tough, up-and-coming fighters that hasn't shown much weaknesses, especially in his past 4 fights. Pacheco is a grizzled veteran known to grind out victories, loves submissions. He does have 8 defeats on his record. This is an interesting fight for me because it's really new versus old, even though 7 fights is a lot. A lot of those fights have come recently for Gilpin. He's a very active fighter lately, but he is strong, he is fast, his top game is excellent, and we'll see if Pacheco can handle the strength and the speed of Alex Gilpin.
We saw Gilpin on our last Chosen Few that was on Wisconsin's 57. He ended the fight quickly. He is an impressive fighter. You talk about the quickness on the balls of his feet and ready to strike at a moment's notice. You see, he looks really comfortable there, although he did take a right there from Pacheco. Pacheco, for being in at 145 pounds, broad-shouldered. And so that can also denote some strength, although Gilpin, boy, really shows that he did some leg work as well.
And one thing Gilpin's going to find with Pacheco is he's not going to be scared of him. He's not going to wait for Gilpin. What Jose is going to do is find his spots and pick them, and then he's going to do it quick. You see some of those straight lefts landing. He's throwing it. He's measuring Gilpin up so he can throw that overhand right there. Great right kick to the thigh, and then the left hand. Combinations from veteran fighters like Pacheco is how you beat the young studs like Alex Gilpin.
And we were talking about in the last fight, we were missing those combinations. You're seeing the combinations right here in the first round between Gilpin and Pacheco. Gilpin's been able to land a couple as well. Everything has been on the feet so far. 3 minutes left in the first round as Pacheco tried a combo right there. Gilpin missed on the uppercut. Both fighters a little bit cautious here in the first round.
And I don't know how many old school folks are watching this fight right now, but another old school cool Pacheco thing are those bad boy shorts. That's something you used to see in the old Vale Tudo days in Brazil. My favorite fight shorts of all time.
Absolutely is. Now Pacheco looking to get in a couple good shots on Gilpin. Gilpin back into the center of the ring right now, and somebody's going to get an opening here, you would think, soon.
I love the straight left from Pacheco right now. It's landing. It's keeping Gilman kind of on his heels, as you see right there. That left is landing, and that's the way he's going to win this fight, because eventually he's going to catch it with a little more force. and then he's going to be able to go in and strike a little bit more. I don't think he's going to want to take Gilpin down because that's a waste of energy in my opinion. I would stay standing if I'm Pacheco. It's Pacheco's fight if it stays like this.
It was the left as it looks like he's trying to set up that overhand right. That one came in a little bit wide, easy to defend for Gilpin, as once again a combination from Pacheco looks very comfortable to go ahead and box this one out.
And here's something else I want you to watch, Rich. So look at Gilpin's stance. It's extremely wide. He's got his left foot forward. It leaves you open for those kick combinations like Pacheco had landed earlier. Pacheco is in more of what you'd call a striking stance. He's got his feet a little bit closer together, more compact, and again, we talked that kinetic chain. Everything is quicker and faster when it comes to the left and the right hand. So two also different stances and styles when it comes to striking here.
Two overhand rights from Pacheco. Gilpin trying to counter right now as we move along here in the first round, the first of 3 scheduled for our first title fight of the evening, and the first time the Chosen Few has put a professional title on the line. So exciting night here, not only for the fans, but for Josh Sterry as well. Is very proud to be able to do this as Gilpin finally is able to shoot through and gets the takedown, and now Pacheco's off his feet.
That was a great job from Gilpin. He wasn't winning the stand-up battle. He knew if he wants to take this round where it's at right now, this takedown is one way he can do it. But he's going to have to do some damage here. Great job from Jose to get up.
And using the cage to his advantage as well was Pacheco, as Gilpin unable to keep Pacheco down on the mat very long.
And this is going to be interesting judging-wise. There are the old-school judges that take takedowns almost as points. If you get a takedown, you're in the advantage, even if the other guy slightly won the striking advantage. So it'll be interesting in this round to see how they score it, because I still have this round for Pacheco because Gilpin did nothing with his takedown.
He landed a lot more blows. If you're scoring it that way, it's probably Pacheco's round. We will head to round number 2 and see if Alex Gilpin can rally. You're watching The Chosen Few, and you are watching Wisconsin's 57 Sports. All right, taking a look at first round action right here. A lot of it on their feet, and you think Pacheco had the advantage, Chris?
He did. What we just saw, though, there in the beginning is Gilpin did land a few of those short lefts, but as Pacheco found his range, he started landing the left hand. Didn't land the kick clean there. It caught part of Gilpin's glove, and Gilpin did a good job with the takedown trying to score points, but then Pacheco got right back to his feet. So that's why I have that round to Pacheco. I don't think Gilpin did enough with the takedown to secure it. Judges also can think completely differently. It's all how that takedown's going to be scored. Right now, I've got it 1-0 Jose Pacheco, but this is a 5-round fight, Rich. There's a lot left to go here.
Yeah, unbelievable that, Gilpin wasn't able to do more with the takedown, so a nice job by Pacheco as we go to the second round now. And again now, Gilpin early on going for a takedown. He's got the one leg, and you see a different strategy here in round 2 right away from Alex Gilpin.
And obviously came right from his corner. Again, veterans in the corner too. You have Damian Decora over there, over 50 professional fights. Kane Rizzo, again, one of the greatest jiu-jitsu for MMA instructors in Wisconsin. So they saw what happened in that first round and said to Alex, don't stand with this guy, try and take him down. But there you go, Jose Pacheco, veteran, been there before. His coaches, again, Adrian Serrano, someone who's been around a while, and he landed a good one there.
Gilpin able to land, and it obviously hurt Pacheco. He backed up. Now he countered with a good left that caught Gilpin, and Pacheco weathers the storm here a little bit. Gilpin goes for the takedown, and Pacheco's able to slip out of it. Good action here in round 2.
And even though Pacheco did a good job recovering from that, you could see the extra bounce in Gilpin's step now. He knows he landed, he hurt Pacheco, and he's getting a little bit more aggressive here.
Definitely hurt him, but Pacheco doing a good job right now of not allowing Gilpin to hold on to that leg as he's been able to slip out of a takedown twice. You know, you talked about jiu-jitsu for MMA. So what does that mean? There's specific things just for MMA in the jiu-jitsu realm? Is that
Well,
it?
absolutely, because one thing that jiu-jitsu doesn't take into account when you're doing it strictly as a martial art is being punched in the face. So jiu-jitsu for MMA is a very defensive type teaching from the beginning, but then also you have to learn sometimes setting up those submissions is going to get you punished because you usually have to use, if not 2 limbs, 4 limbs to make it happen, which leaves your other opponent's limbs to strike. So there's a lot to teach differently in jiu-jitsu for MMA than there is just jiu-jitsu for competition form. Also, there's no-gi jiu-jitsu, there's gi jiu-jitsu, so that's a good having someone like Kane Rizzo in your corner who not only was a professional fighter, but also one of the first black belts here in Wisconsin in jiu-jitsu. One of the best people to learn from.
Both fighters traded overhand rights, an uppercut again from Gilpin. He's landed that uppercut a couple of times and has done good damage to Pacheco. Pacheco missed with the left. Gilpin tries to take advantage. We haven't seen Gilpin go for a takedown here in the last minute or so.
Well, and why not?
And
Because he built that confidence landing early in this round, so he's like, why bother wasting my energy? I couldn't take him down. I can strike with him and possibly knock him out.
Pacheco using his arms to his advantage here, landed a couple of good shots. Gilpin, though, content with staying on his feet right now.
Now, the one thing I would say with Gilpin is he's really telegraphing that uppercut, which can land, although I don't like him throwing it when
they tried it again.
Pacheco is in the orthodox stance like that because you don't have a great angle with it. But he needs to set it up a little better is why I was bringing it up. He's really dropping and telegraphing that.
Landed a left there and thought he had Pacheco off balance for a moment. Couldn't take advantage and get him down on the ground where it seems like Gilpin might have the advantage. Pacheco has not tried for a takedown yet in either round. Again, Gilpin going for the takedown. He knocked him down for a second, but Pacheco back up quickly. Gilpin didn't pounce quick enough. Now he lands a good right, and both fighters square off again.
And I love that punch. The overhand right now can land for Gilpin. He needs to go and throw 2 quick lefts, those 2 right down the center, quick jabs, and he can land the overhand right now on Pacheco.
Pacheco bringing his hands back up. He had dropped them for a while. Gilpin using a jab to score there on Pacheco. Pacheco a cut right below his left eye at this point as he catches one to the side of the head and maybe to the ear from Gilpin.
And that is wide open right now, that overhand right. If I'm in Gilpin's corner, I'm yelling, set up the overhand right.
Yeah, every time he comes in with the left, it seems to drop the left hand of Pacheco. He loses his guard right there, and Gilpin's been firing off that right. So we have just about 30 seconds left in the round, and maybe another tough one to score, although I think Gilpin might have had the edge in this round.
Absolutely. He's won this round so far pretty easily. He's been the aggressor. He's landed the better and the harder shots. Pacheco looks like he's wearing down a bit, which is never good in a 5-round fight, especially when you're only in round 2.
Both fighters trying to use their legs here as we're just nearing the end of the round. Pacheco got a nice kick in and then finished up with a right hand. And we'll see how the judges will score that one, or maybe we won't. Maybe we'll have a submission or a knockout. Who knows? You're going to have to stay tuned to find out here at The Chosen Few on Wisconsin's 57 Sports. Taking a look at some of the striking going on here in the second round, because that's what we've had, a great deal of striking, not a lot of ground game from either fighter.
And an excellent job from Gilpin throwing the hands. He's setting up a lot of those overhands, and he wasn't beautifully setting up the uppercut, but it was landing early. I think that's a punch that can be there for him now, especially because Pacheco is a little bit worn out. So if I'm in Gilpin's corner, I'm saying the overhand right's there and possibly the uppercut, but don't waste the uppercut. He wasted a little bit in that round. You really want that to be a surprise because if you notice when that overhand right comes, Pacheco drops his head. If he thinks an overhand right's coming, set up that uppercut, and that's where it's going to land.
Round number 3, we are scheduled for 5 as both fighters square off again. 5-minute rounds, and 5 of them, you better be in some amazing shape to do that and go the distance in this sport as both fighters again take to the center of the cage and continue their on their feet striking game.
The good thing for Gilpin, if he pulls out the win with this fight in his young career, is he's going to have a 5-round fight under his belt. And until you really get to the highest levels of this sport, meaning the ones you see on Fox and the ones you see at pay-per-view, you don't fight 5-round fights. So this experience alone for a young fighter like Gilpin is monstrous. Because if you can get to that level, you're already going to have those rounds underneath your belt.
And that's the difference in a professional title fight versus what we have seen so far, and why it is so cool to be able to have that and see that here at the Monona Terrace in Chosen Few as Gilpin continues to score more here in round number 3 as Pacheco looks a little bit more flat-footed than he did earlier on. Good kick to the side of the head, and that is backed up with a right hand. Now Pacheco striking back as he used that left. Gilpin going in, tries to take down again, and again Pacheco is able to get out of it.
Now what I really want the camera operator to do if he can is take a look at Alex Gilpin's left thigh. Right now, Pacheco has been picking that thing apart, and you already see where it's kind of turning into hamburger meat.
Yep.
And in a 5-round fight like this, that's something that's going to eventually take its toll. Remember, we talked about it before, that kinetic chain. You need to post up on that foot to throw kicks with your right. You need to do it to throw those jabs. If you can't fully put pressure down with that left foot because your thigh hurts so much, that's a good thing Pacheco's doing right now because he's got the time to do it. I would keep beating away at that thigh.
The back of the left thigh of Alex Gilpin looks like a field of raspberries right now as the bruise has come to the surface as Pacheco has been able to use that to his advantage. Again, Gilpin unable to wrap up Pacheco and get the takedown that he obviously wants. Here's another attempt at it. Pacheco spins out of it again. I've been impressed at least with Pacheco's defense of being able to get out of these takedowns.
Absolutely. He looks much better in this round than he did in the second round. I think he's missing some opportunities with that left leg of Gilpin. He needs to keep chopping him down because that will wear Gilpin down, especially as we move to the championship rounds.
Twice Gilpin's been able to connect with a right foot to the left side of the face of Pacheco, and now a right hand to that side of the face as well as he's wearing out the left side of the face of Pacheco, maybe looking to open up that cut a little bit more that's under the eye of Pacheco, although it'd be better to get one over the eye if you're Alex Gilpin.
And that's just a mouse Pacheco has going on. There's a lot of scar tissue on that face. He's got 17 professional fights, so cuts eventually just open up from taps. It doesn't look like to be any danger for Pacheco right now. And another good right from Pacheco. Oh, big mistake from Jose Pacheco.
Yeah, it seemed like when he was trying to fend off Gilpin there, he lowered his head. As soon as he did, Gilpin pounced and got his first real good takedown of the fight, and it comes here in round number 3.
This is Gilpin's bread and butter right here. If he can stay in this position, what he's going to do is what we saw in the Anderson fight. Sit in this guard and rain down elbow damage. Now, the one thing you're going to see a difference here with those types of strikes from him is he doesn't have the length from the torso up that Anderson had, so he's not going to have as much behind the elbow. You're going to want to see, unless he's postured like this, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
But you're going to see some great ear shots, those punches that come around, because of he's a little stockier.
And a couple of hammer shots there from Gilpin as well, using the elbow in his hands to his advantage. Now he tried to get a left elbow in there as well, and this obviously, if anybody, if they were standing up, the fight was pretty even. Gilpin has the big advantage here on the ground.
Yes, he definitely does, because he's not afraid to get submitted by Pacheco. You can tell sitting in the guard, he's completely comfortable here. Hasn't tried to pass one time. All he's thinking is damage and how much can I cause.
And he's causing a bunch of it now, as trying an elbow of his own is Pacheco, and now it's Gilpin using that left elbow, trying to slide it across the face of Pacheco. Couple of good shots here right in front of us, as a nice left by Alex Gilpin, and now there is a cut over the eye of Pacheco. We'll see what happens with that one as we come back for round number 4 in our title fight, the first of 2 on the Chosen Few on Wisconsin's 57 Sports. Rich Reynolds and Chris Garrity cage side as we take a look at the replays from round number 3. That seemed to be a pretty decided advantage for Alex Gilpin.
Definitely. He's got the striking advantage at this point. He's obviously the fresher fighter, and he showed it at the end of that round, doing a lot of damage. Here you're going to see he's confident in his striking, not worried about anything Pacheco's doing, and there was the big mistake Pacheco made. He slipped, grabbed a leg, and then he spent the rest of the round getting beat on.
And we have the start here of round number 4. This one's scheduled for 5. Gilpin finished up round number 3 strong and looks to start round number 4 that way as an overhand right rocks Pacheco, and now he's raining down lefts. Pacheco trying to cover up for dear life. The ref is going to stop it, and we have ourselves a brand new champion, Alex Gilpin, the first ever Chosen Few professional champion, and he did it with a stunning overhand right. As we will come back, Chris and I will, to wrap this one up. You are watching the Chosen Few on Wisconsin's 57 Sports.
And we are back right now as this one comes to a conclusion. In the 4th round, it looked like Gilpin was getting the edge, and he is able to finish off Jose Pacheco in the 4th round, as Gilpin used the 2nd and 3rd rounds to start wearing out Pacheco, and then he finishes them off with a flurry early on here in round number 4. As we will go to Chris Garrity, it looks like a TKO is going to be the call. 14 seconds into round number 4, as Chris will give us the official decision. We had a little bit of a technical snafu right at the end of that one, but I'm sure that we'll be able to clean it up on the way for you. As a winner tonight, Alex Gilpin, and what a job he did to finish off Jose Pacheco in the 4th round. Pacheco was game, but it was Gilpin who got a lot of great ring experience, pulling down the first title in Chosen Few Fighting Championship history as far as a professional title. Let's go to Chris in the official announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout comes to an end at just 14 seconds of round number 4 for your winner by TKO and the new featherweight champion, Alex Gilpin.
And there it is, the first professional title in Chosen Few history goes to Alex Gilpin in dramatic fashion. He wears the belt out of the cage as we will get set for the main event of the evening. That is next here on Wisconsin's 57 Sports.